I've always wanted to play Master of Puppets with downstrokes at full speed all the way through. It's been a dream of mine, and I've done it in the past, but what I had to do is I had to slow the song down and over time build it up to speed until I finally got there. And it took a long time, and there was a lot of effort put towards it, but it was worth it. But the other day I was watching Metallica on the Howard Stern show, and I love that footage because it's in a real controlled atmosphere. The cameras stay on the players for a long period of time sometimes, or they do close-ups of their hands so you can really get the details down, versus seeing them in like an arena setting where there's lights flashing everywhere and the cameras are panning really fast. So as someone who loves details, I was really appreciative that this footage exists. Anyhow, I noticed James was doing something really interesting that I hadn't noticed before. And it's something I want to call the HETFIELD hack. But I don't want to be disparaging towards James, obviously. He's a metal god, so he can do whatever he wants. But after watching him play up close on Howard Stern, I thought that this HETFIELD hack could help the rest of us mere mortals play Master of Puppets or Creeping Death or Through the Never or any heavy song that requires a lot of downstrokes up to speed a lot quicker. Now, it's a really cool concept. It seems really simple, but it's really effective. And some people might feel like they're cheating when they do it this way. But the way I see it is it's going to get you playing up to speed faster, and then you could fill in the gaps later if you want to. Plus, if it's good enough for James, I feel like it's good enough for the rest of us. So what is this HETFIELD hack? The way I like to describe it is strategic micro breakpoints. Here's how he does it in Master of Puppets. On the second riff of the song, you could hear it. He goes. See how I didn't play the final note, the final downstroke? It just went right to the power chords. Now he uses it differently in the next part, the main riff. He does it in the beginning, so he holds out the first chord and then goes into it. So instead of going like this, he goes like this. It seems like just a little thing, like, oh, you're just taking away one mute. But if you've tried to downstroke Master of Puppets, you probably know that one downstroke can make all the difference in how it feels overall. It's really strange. So once again, the actual album version. His new live version. Here's how he implements it in the pre-chorus. Instead of adding all of the in-between downstrokes, he takes one of them away. It's funny because as you subtract one downstroke here, one downstroke there, it's kind of like a compound effect. And it allows you to get through the song much more comfortably while maintaining full speed. That's the most important part of this. If you're going to slow it down, you might as well play all the downstrokes. But if you're playing it really fast, especially if Lars Ulrich is your drummer, and sometimes you're going to play it a lot faster than the album, implementing these strategic little breaks is going to save you. Save your forearm at least. Same thing happens in the chorus. The real chorus on the album goes like this. You see all those in-between downstrokes? Now if I take one away here and there, it sounds like this. See how I just did 2 E's in between instead of 3? So once again, here's the album. It was 3 times. Here's the live version. Now, if I play it fast back to back, you're probably not going to hear too much of a difference. So here's the album version. Here's what the HETFIELD hack live version. Now, I think the trade-off is worth it. The squeeze is worth the juice. No, juice is worth the squeeze. I always forget that saying. And so by subtracting a note here or there, you're able to play through it with less pain, and it sounds really close to the original. It might not be 100%, it might not have that same impact, but you could still get away with it. And by the way, if you watch Kirk Hammett during all this, Kirk is filling in those spots as well. So it helps a lot when you have a second guitar player doing the parts that you elect not to do, just to fill it in. One other thing that you can add to the HETFIELD hack is try to do upstrokes here and there when it comes to power chords that aren't muted. For example, in the beginning. Because you're doing so many downstrokes in this song, working the other muscles and going upward is going to help you a lot. It's almost like it balances out your forearm, so it's not too downstroke heavy. So just throwing in a couple upstrokes here and there are going to help quite a bit. You'll see James do this a lot during the chorus as well. Okay, maybe not that much, but he does it a few times at least. Now, some people might wonder why James is taking these little breaks with his downstrokes. And like I said before, he's earned the right to do whatever he wants. But the way I see it, after playing for all these decades, doing billions of downstrokes, playing, hours and hours each night, you eventually create a technique that gets you through the shows. Kind of like with his singing voice. He's modified it a little bit in order to get through entire concerts these days, because after all these years of playing, screaming, downpicking, sometimes you have to make those modifications in order to keep going. So do me a favor, try the HETFIELD hack and let me know how far you were able to get in Master of Puppets before your forearm finally gave out or whatever. Maybe you're gonna make it all the way through and surprise yourself. Okay, everyone, like always, thank you so much for watching these videos, and we'll catch you at the next one, okay? Thank you, bye-bye.